everywhere you look, people are telling you you need to get online. But do you really? By the end of this video, you will know whether adding an online store will be a good thing for your business or if it will just simply be a distraction. Now, what makes me even qualified to give you this opinion? My name is Sarah Marshall and I'm your brick and mortar store coach. I've been working in the consignment industry since 2011, and I have now grown my own consignment store to making $40,000 a month consistently in a very small rural town with no online store. And I've taught over 500 brick and mortar consignment store owners how to do the same thing within Four Corners University, my monthly consignment membership. I now have another membership teaching the same foot traffic strategies to many other different brick and mortar businesses in many other industries. So come and join us if you want more help. But today in this video, we're going to talk about adding an online store to your already brick and mortar consignment store. So first, why do consignment store owners feel the pressure to do this? Well, it's kind of the term keeping up with the Joneses. You remember that? Honestly, it's just like everybody seems to be doing it. And when I get in these Facebook groups of big groups of store owners, when store owners are asking and making those posts, how do I grow my store foot traffic? What are you guys doing to get more people in? How are you increasing your sales? Most of the responses tend to be, I'm posting stuff online daily. I added an online store and that's really helped. And so you want to take other people's advice because many people are suggesting it. I'm going to debunk that theory here in just a minute, but you also see all of these social media platforms and the highlight reels, and they look so beautiful because they have that, Shopify dot, or they have linked inventories on their posts, and they're doing live sales and they're using the bot and it's automatically going to their website, and it just looks professional and beautiful. But here's what I want you to know is that looking good on social media does not mean that your profit looks good. Now, I want to give you a little bit of a reality check here because I've worked with, hundreds, so many of consignment stores. And I've had calls, one-on-one calls with many more than that. I want to tell you that when you're actually looking at the bottom line of these resellers that have a brick and mortar business and they've chosen to start an online store to try to increase their profits, what I see is that majority of them are not even pushing $25,000 a month, and most of them are just breaking even. So the clients who have let me really dive into their financials, I have seen that their website is bringing in about 15, maybe even 20% of their annual gross sales. And these owners have beautiful social media sites and beautiful websites. So it looks very flashy and organized and professional, and it looks like they're doing really good. And then they get on these calls with me and they're not. Their profit is like nothing because they are spending so much money in expenses, and they have this really high overhead because we have rent and we have utilities because we have this brick and mortar space, and most of these stores have employees, and they're just not making anything at the end of the day. So yes, they're getting 15 to 20% of their sales from their website, from their online store, but at the end of the day, they're making $0, and they're showing up in these Facebook groups saying, yeah, everyone should do this. Now, I don't know, the last time that I checked, I want to take advice from people who have been there and done that, and they are doing what I want to be doing, or they've done what I want to do. So they've been to the place and they're saying, this is how you get there. And I want to do what they did. And it's really hard. That's what I find so difficult about advice in these Facebook groups, is that the people who are commenting and responding typically are the ones who get on the calls with me and say, yeah, it seems like I'm doing fine, but really I'm making zero money. How do I get my sales up? So it's hard to take advice from random people in these random groups, and it's really hard to not look at them and look at their social media and look at their online presence and think, man, they must be killing it. I should do that. So I can hands down tell you that the bigger opportunity here is to focus on your brick and mortar store. Why? Because I have seen this time and time again now with my clients. I have even had clients come into Four Corners University and they have shut down their online store and they have focused in the right way on their brick and mortar space. and their sales have increased way more than 20%. In a brick and mortar space, you have high overhead. And why would you want to pay for all of that if you're not going to focus on getting local foot traffic to actually walk into your door? If you want to focus online, then why pay for the overhead? Why not rent a storage unit for literally a fraction of the price and just start online reselling? If you cannot pay yourself, pay employees, if you cannot walk away from your business for multiple weeks at a time and everything is still running like a well-oiled machine, then I'm telling you right now, an online store will not fix that problem. Here's the truth. An online store is just a marketing tool. When you have a brick and mortar business, it's one of those marketing tools that is like an in addition to. Now, you can consider an online store to be an entirely different business. Online and brick and mortar are two totally different things. I just did a video about that recently, breaking down the differences of brick and mortar stores and online resellers. And if you want to watch that and find out more about that, watch this video next. So when we consider an online store being a completely different business, we can look at even just the positions within the store. So I try to teach my clients that in a brick and mortar space, we have 5 main positions. We have a front end, we have a pre-sorter, a processor. We typically have a marketing team and then an admin team. And your admin might do HR, finances, all of that. Now, with an online store, you're going to have an entirely different team. You're going to have positions for photography, listing, pulling, shipping, and then of course you have the marketing and the admin side of that business as well. And the marketing side of a brick and mortar business and an online business are two totally different things. In an online space, you're really thinking about driving traffic in a national way. And in a brick and mortar space, you're really focused on local foot traffic and getting that local foot traffic in the door. So if you are a brick and mortar store and you're just using an online store as another tool to gain local foot traffic, then that's what you have to look at it as. And why would we do that when we can use social media that doesn't produce all of those positions to drive foot traffic, local foot traffic to our local store? So I have store owners tell me, well, most of my customers are looking at what I have online and they're using it like a catalog and they're seeing what I have. And then, they come in because of that. And you're right. That could totally happen. But the fact that you have to add all of those positions of work, the workload that it takes just to get the same result that you could use other methods and platforms to produce is crazy to me. Why would you add on all that work? If you're looking at it just as a marketing tool, it's not the marketing tool that I would choose. And if you want to make an online store work really, really well, then you have to look at it like a completely separate business, right? So we want to get your brick and mortar store running like a well-oiled machine, all of those positions running smoothly. You should be able to fully walk away from your store for multiple weeks and nothing changes. And if you can do that, then it's time to add on an online store. While you can maintain those positions, you can grow them, you can learn them, and then you can delegate them, and then you can grow your second business while maintaining your first business. And man, now you can see the growth. I'm not against an online store. I'm just wanting you to think and work it the correct way so that you're not drowning your first business that you literally have to pay all of this overhead for while you're trying to grow a second business. Growing 2 struggling businesses, that's not the look, sister. What I would really recommend is that you focus on growing that brick and mortar store first. And if you want to know how to do that, and you're just like, okay, well, Sarah, then how do I increase my sales and foot traffic in my brick and mortar space if online isn't the thing? Well, I have it right here for you in Four Corners University, my online membership for consignment store owners. And if you want to know more about, well, how am I going to increase my sales in this membership? Like what do you even do? I have a second video that you could watch. It's the 2 things that I would do to increase my sales instead of adding an online store. So you can watch that video next. And if you click on my Four Corners University membership link, there is an additional video on that page that goes through the reverse engineered business model of how I would grow a consignment store today. Believe me, you do not need an online store just to look good, because looking good and profiting and having that relief at night, like when you sleep at night, are you stressed that you don't have all of your consignor's money saved, that you don't necessarily know how to increase your sales, that you're like spinning your wheels every single day and you feel like you're doing so much work, you're working nights and weekends and overtime, and you're just struggling through it? You don't have to. Come and join a community with tools, the know-how, and the support. We have the plan. All you have to do is get in there and learn it. And then you can add that online store later when your brick and mortar store can sustain it. I'll see you in the university or in the next video.